Hello, Raw Mithril here once again, getting back to the Nezumiman Perfect Run series, and it seems we're just about done. Just one boss left to go. Come, Brother Dragon, let us do honorable battle! It still always kind of surprised me that there's never been a Dragon Man in the classic Mega Man series. Seems kind of an obvious choice, really. So, not surprisingly, this is the Fire and Lava stage of the game. We even have these mini volcanoes throwing spreading flames all over the place. Also, Fireman stage type firebar traps. The holes in the ceiling are a warning of mini dragons that'll be coming down. They're kind of like the up and down enemies from some of the classic Mega Man games, although they don't have an infinite spawning rate. In fact, I think they only attack once whether you actually defeat them or not. Then we have this guy. A smoking dragon from the looks of it. Rather intimidating by the size alone. Learning how to lure the fireballs in this battle is key. These gimmick platforms will show up later, and there the gimmick will become more clear. These cannons cannot be destroyed from the front, though you can stand on the cannon part of it without penalty. Get behind it and one shot will destroy it. Cheese all over the place. Another mini dragon there. So you have to be rather quick with that cannon, otherwise you're going to be stuck in the range of fire from the dragon. It's been a while since we've seen the yellow-orange variety of the cannons. I want to say they showed up in Milky Nezumi's stage before. Now, this dragon is a bit trickier. The strange terrain here makes it a bit more problematic, but it does have a severe blind spot. It can't get all the way to the wall, leaving you free to snipe him this way. Sure, it takes a little longer, but it's a much safer way of dealing with this. Extra life, always a nice thing. Okay, so the swinging platforms start swinging as soon as you land on one of them, and then it's completely independent of your movements. That'll come into play in a moment here. So let's start these ones off. But you can't jump forward now, so you're going to have to ride. A little bit of patience on these. Careful maneuvering, and there we go. Time for another abomination. And we're almost out. Just one last obstacle to go. And it's time for Dragon Nezumi. His weapon of choice is a homing attack called the Dragon Cluster. It can be a bit of a pain to deal with, too. You can, however, stop him from summoning them if you're quick. Just don't rely on it too much. It's easy to miss because it's a fairly small hitbox. It will wear off on its own after a while. But yeah, sometimes the hitbox on these things is kind of unreliable. I know some of these times I'm hitting it, but it's not counting me as having done so. A lot of tricky maneuvering in this battle, really. Whoa! That was close! Wow. That was a very near thing. So with that we get the Dragon Cluster, which seems to be socks. And Dr. Gyonaku makes his appearance. For those not in the know, Gyonaku apparently translates to fish meat. Wow, still running on adrenaline from that one. That was a very close ending. Thank goodness weapons disappear in this one as soon as you beat the boss. Anyway, enjoy some outtakes. Wow. Now, this dragon can be a bit trickier than the original one due to the strange terrain here. Case in point. If you see a gap in the ceiling like that, you're gonna have to deal with a mini-dragon swooping down. Kinda like the up and down type enemies from the classic series. Now this guy can be kind of intimidating just on his size alone. Now this one can be a bit trickier than the first smoking dragon simply because, well, the strange terrain can be a problem. Case in point. Okay, I thought maybe you had a blind spot there, you don't. Yeah, proof of concept. You are a pain. Guess that's what you have to do. Okay. However, unlike those, it seems like there's only one per pit, really. Oops. Even if you're standing still on them, they will still swing. And that'll be important in a moment. Or maybe not. Basically a homing fire attack, although his is black. And it has some weird homing that can be really troublesome. Wait, really? He has a blind spot there? That's interesting to know. Of course, if he starts running, yeah, that's going to become a problem. Still interesting that the fire does have a blind spot. Oh well, you learn something new every day. You really have to watch what he's doing with all of his different attacks. Yeah. That's bound to happen. If you're quick, you can actually take out the dragon cluster before he can even start it off, but yeah, it's still tricky. Bah! It can be easy to lose track of things here, or to not jump when you specifically tell it to do so. Bugger! If you're quick, you can actually shoot down the dragon cluster, but and then that happens. So, yes, that one was quite a tricky one to get through. So much to keep track of in that fight, and even my eventual success was a very near thing. I give Dragon Nezumi a 7 out of 10. The stage itself isn't too bad, if you know where to position yourself in certain circumstances. The main issue there is the second dragon. Not knowing about that safe spot is very likely to get you torched. The rest of the stage itself, it has minor annoyances, but nothing all that bad. At least if you know about the mini-dragons coming at you from above. The main portion of this score is earned by the big mouse himself. Dragon Nezumi is not to be underestimated. He saturates the screen with attacks, and oftentimes, the dragon cluster and his fire spread will coincide in the worst possible ways. The dragon cluster has sort of a drifty homing style, which can make it a bit tricky to lead where you want it to go sometimes. You can shoot them before they form, but don't count on being able to do it. There are plenty of times where I've shot it as it was rising, but my shots passed right through it. I'm not really sure what exactly defines its hitbox to where you can do that consistently. I really don't know. All I can say is this particular battle gets frantic in a hurry. A good solid 7 out of 10 for this one. So with that, that's the end of this one. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Next up, I will be doing a display of the weapons from the game, as it does seem perhaps warranted. These ones aren't quite as well known as the ones from the classic Mega Man series, so why not? And thus I shall see you again next time. Until then, fare thee well. da, 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 yeah. Alright then. Hey, Brother Dragon, watch your blind spot. Doing this does cut down on a good deal of the hectic nature of this fight. Not all of it, but a lot of it. You still have to be wary at the attacks that do come your way, but overall, this makes things notably easier when dealing with Dragon Nezumi.